Alright, so now we're going to be looking at part 2, and this is going to be looking at number story problems. So when we read a word problem or a number story, is another way to say it, we want to make sure we're reading and we're looking for important words. So I put this here for us today, for us to look at these important words like takeaway, fewer, difference, how many more. This is a big one. A lot of us see the word more, and then we think, oh, that must mean we need to add, because more means add. This is how many more. So this really means subtraction. So we're going to be looking for these clue words to help us know that we're supposed to subtract. Now today, we're practicing only subtraction. Okay, so obviously all of them mean you're going to subtract. But tomorrow, we're going to be looking at both addition and subtraction. Now I'm not going to tell you which one you're supposed to be able to solve. You're going to have to know based on these words. So it's really good for you to practice today to make sure that when we go to tomorrow, you've learned these words. And it helps you know if you're supposed to add or subtract. Okay, then we're going to plan it out. If we need to draw something, we can. Write it out, making your equation, and then solve it using the strategies we've learned, and then we will make sure that our answer makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and model this one for you right now. So this says that two students were playing video games. Fanta played games for 143 minutes. John played games for 96 minutes. How many more minutes did Fanta play than John? Well, I see these important numbers like 143 and 96, and I see this number 2. But this shows me it's not a number 2 that I think is part of the story. It should show me that there's 2 students playing. So I'm like visualizing, here's a student playing, here's Fanta, he's playing a game. And then I'm visualizing, here's John, and he's playing video games. And Fanta's 443, and the John's 96. And this is how many more minutes? Well, right here I see that word more. But it doesn't say just more. It says how many more. And I see that word down here, and how many more. So I've looked here. I've figured out what I'm supposed to do. I know I'm supposed to subtract. Right? Now, one of the things we've learned is drawing that part total diagram, just like we did yesterday. That's a really good strategy to use. You don't have to use it, but it is very good to help us. So, do I know my total minutes? Well, I don't know. What does it say? Fanta played games for 143 minutes. John played games for 96 minutes. How many more minutes did Fanta play? Well, I think that those are both the smaller numbers, but if I know I'm supposed to subtract with how many more, doesn't that mean I'm supposed to have my total here? Yes. Okay, so this is where the part total can get tricky. Because we know there's 2 students, so you think, well, those are going to be the 2 parts. But here, we're not trying to figure out how many they have together. Here, we're trying to say that Fanta has the most. He has the total number. So his number of minutes that he's played goes here. And John's minutes go here. Because we're trying to figure out what's the difference between those 2, right? What's in between this and this? Figure out how many more Fanta. Why is his the total? Why does he have the big number? What's the difference between them? Okay, so that's where things can get a little tricky when we're solving like this. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to now subtract. So I filled this in. I now know the clues. So my number model here is 143 minus 96. And I'm trying to figure out what my answer is. I don't know yet, so I'm going to put a question mark. I'm going to know I'm supposed to write it up and down, no matter what strategy I'm using. And again, I have learned I like the traditional, so I'm going to keep using that. This is the time, if you like to expand and trade, you would use expand and trade. All right, so 3 minus 6. I have 3. Can I take away 6? Nope, I can only take away 3. 6 is too big, so I need to borrow from my neighbor. So trade, I'm going to make 4 minus 3 is 1. Take 1, add 10. So 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 minus 6. Okay, so I'm going to count 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right, my answer is 7. Well, 3 minus 9, I have 3. Can I take away 9? No, so I need to borrow. So if I take the 1 here, well, now that leaves nothing in the hundreds. And I'm going to add that 10 here. So now I have 13. 13 minus 9. So I count up 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So my answer is 4. Now I had 1 here, but I had to borrow it, so now I have nothing. So now my answer is just 47. So I think my answer is 47. But don't forget, when we're doing a word problem or a number story, we have to write the unit. So 47 what? Well, this is counting by minutes. How many more minutes did Vanta have? So I'm going to write 47 minutes. I can just write MIN dot, and that shows that it means minutes. All right, again, I have written the number model. I have solved the problem. 143, that's close to 140. I'm going to make 96 close to 100. So 140 minus 100 is close to 40. So is 40 close to 47? It's pretty close. So I know my answer makes sense. You now are going to solve a few different problems where you're going to practice subtracting, looking for those clue words here to help you know that you're supposed to subtract. Okay, here's another one. And then this one, I want you to make sure that you really know how to do this one. Okay, then reflect on it. What did you like about today? What didn't you like? What was easy? What was hard? And if you want some extra practice, either with just the computation, you can look here. If you want some extra practice with the number stories, the word problems, you can find that here. Okay, so either way, D subtraction, number 3 here is where I would go if you really want to practice those word problems. That's where we're kind of struggling on evaluate. So this would be a good one for you to do. And then if you want some extra practice on games, here are some subtraction games you can play on Everyday Math. All right, have a great day, guys. Bye.